This is the prep packet video for Unit 4, Chapter 9.5, and we're working on Objective 5, where we square a binomial containing radical expressions. So, back in the olden days, you learned that a plus b squared followed a particular pattern, and you ended up with a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So the first term is squared, the last term is squared, and then if you multiply those together by 2, you get the middle term. So for example, if you have k plus 7 squared, you'll have k squared plus k times 7, there it is, times 2, plus 7 squared. Combine like terms and you end up with k squared plus 14k plus 49. Well, that same pattern is going to work again here. Now we're squaring a radical. So I will, and I want you to remember this is A and this is B, right? So here, 10 squared is 10. 3 squared is 9. And the middle term would be 3 times 10, the square root of 10, times 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. Now I'm going to combine like terms and I'll end up with 19 plus 6 times the square root of 10. And by the way, I can't simplify the square root of 10 any farther. So again, it's the same pattern you've been using, where you square the first term, square the second term, and the middle term is 2 times their product. So here we squared the first term, we squared the last term, and the middle term was 2 times their product. Let's take a look at the other case with this, where it's the difference of squares, or the difference here. So anyway, here is a minus b squared. So I'm going to have the first term is squared and the last term is squared. And the middle term is again 2 times their product. So a times negative b was negative ab times 2 gave me minus 2ab. So here's the example. Here's my first term is 2p. Well, I'll end up with 4p squared. My second term is 5, negative 5, so I'll end up with positive 25, because 5 squared. The middle term is 2p times negative 5, all times 2. So I had, that'll be negative 10p times 2, which is negative 20p. Now, if you're still at the point where you're going back and forth and foiling, that's okay, but it's getting to be time to be able to do that a little faster. So I want you to think that you're going to work toward that, just because it's a speed thing. So here's my first term, that's the a term, here's the b term. My first term is squared, so 2 times 2 is 4, and x squared times x squared would be x. My last term is negative 6 times negative 6 would be positive 36. My middle term is 2 times 2 square root x times negative 6. So that's right there. I have negative 12 root x times 2. So negative 24 square root x. And believe it or not, that's a quadrilateral or quadratic, because that's a square and that's a square. Okay, let's take a look at a couple more. Here I have the square root of 5 plus 2 squared. Here's my a term, here's my b term. The square root of 5 squared would be 5 plus 4, because that's 2 squared, right? And the middle term is 2 times the square root of 5 times positive 2. So that would be 4 root 5. I'm going to combine like terms. 5 plus 4, those are like terms, so 9 plus 4 square root 5. Here's another one. Here's my A. Here's my B. That squared would be 4 times t. And then negative 7 squared would be plus 49. And the middle term is negative 7 times 2 square root t times 2. So that would be 4 times negative 7 would be negative 28 root t. And that's it. So again, these are skills that you already have. We're just using them on a slightly different kind of material. So I want you to practice some more. Take a look at the You Try problems on page 558 and make sure you include your work with your prep packet. Thanks a lot. See you next time.